I've been dancing as long as I can remember. I think I started when I was maybe 3 or 4 in an actual studio. Yeah, and then I stopped once when I was younger, in elementary school for 2 years, but then somehow I got back to the same thing. So I've kind of been dancing for as long as I can think of. I started in ballet, and then I didn't like the environment that I was in, and then I left that environment at a young age, and then I found modern and jazz and African diaspora movement, specifically West African dance and tap. Then as that progressed and as I got older, I found a greater interest in choreography and improvisation and contact improvisation, and then other styles like Gaga technique and Alexander. So yeah, I think it was just really a grab all that you can hold on to sort of thing. Like learning West African dance in West Africa, in Ghana, is completely different than what you'd learn in the United States, because you're actually with the right equipment, you're with the people that lived in the village where they learned the dance, and you feel the heat from the ground, and you feel the authenticity of what the movement is. And I think that also can do with other dance styles as well. Studying Gaga technique in Jerusalem, for instance, and in Tel Aviv, that was a very visceral experience because it's a new dance technique that's been codified. Yeah, it's been really cool to see how it changes, but I think I've definitely felt the same thing here in Ghana and then in Jerusalem about how it focuses a little bit on traditions and the things that we practice every day, but every time we do something, it's going to be different. And honoring those differences and honoring the uniqueness of the present moment has been really cool to discover in multiple spaces.
Our history and lifestyle and tradition and values are embedded in the music form and the dance form, so it forms an integral part of our life. So most of our life experiences, events, and rites that we perform, stages of life, is full of our music forms and dance. So I got exposed to music and dance at an early stage, because even when a baby is outdoor, there is dance and music. When there is a puberty rite, when there's marriage rite, when there's a funeral, there is music and dance. So I got exposed to dance and music then, before I came to the university. We have different forms of dances. We have the ritual dance, the occult dance. We have the social dance and music form. And so any musical form that an outsider or a foreigner is exposed to in Ghana or Africa, the person gets to understand how the people live, or how the people see certain things in that aspect of the dance. Our music is polyrhythmic. So you are listening to a bell pattern which is different from the kagang, which is also different from the kidi, and that is also different from the master drum. And the rattle or the shaker is also having a different rhythm. So if you're not used to this, you don't know which instrument to respect, or you don't know which instrument to dance to. So it takes some time for them to train their ear to the polyrhythmic nature of the African rhythm, the Ghanaian rhythm to be specific. The most important aspect is understanding people around you. Dance communicates through feelings and expressions. In one of the great way of communication is through feelings and expression, because it is what you feel that you express. So dance is making me realize that we can understand people more when we know how their body moves, and also when we understand their culture.
It's interesting how choreography is created by what your body is comfortable with.
Yeah.
And how just we lean towards something that our body is used to. So how do we get our body to get out of that
box.
comfort zone, so we do movement that we completely
Yeah.
we're not familiar with at all.
Yeah.
And it could be something that somebody else is completely familiar with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
how
man.
do we man.
Yeah.
So how do we
and
find
that makes sense when you are ready to learn from the different cultures.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand I'm doing something which I'm comfortable with. I'm picking my movement from the African dance. But I want to do something which is difficult for me. I want to go outside that box. Then I'll be struggling to inculcate a ballet movement. But then you coming from the diaspora, you see the ballet movement. You can easily inculcate that ballet movement in your improvisation. So the only way I can come out from my box to do that is to learn from you. I cannot learn from you if I'm not ready to collaborate, and if I don't understand different cultures coming together.
I think that we're at like a state of emergence too in society in general, or at least I'm feeling this as an artist, like collaboration has to happen always, and it
Always.
has to be with other people.
Yes.
Always. And
Not the same people in your territory. For
Yeah.
example, if the collaboration is strong, there are a lot of you guys have skills. A lot of you guys are very talented, and your movement executions expose the kind of culture you guys are exposed to there. When I agree to collaborate with you and we do a collaboration, I will learn to your movement, because you're going to teach me. Of course, I cannot do a choreography that you are in full of my movement.
Yeah.
You're going to bring movements too. And the movement you're going to bring are movement that your body is familiar with. And the movement that your body is familiar with are the cultures you're exposed to. And that I may not be exposed to. So I bring my movement, you bring my movement, you teach me yours, I teach you yours, you understand my, I understand yours. Then I'm building myself. The dream is that there must be a day where collaboration with the international students will be very strong, that we can have a lot of influences on our culture, and we can be a masterpiece.
Having been in different dance spaces, I haven't experienced that sense of coexistence and effort to support each other, if that makes sense. Because I feel like when I expected to come into the space and feel completely like either unwelcomed, or just feeling like feeling like I shouldn't be in this space because of my Western background and like inserting myself in the space. Whereas I feel very different, and I feel like there's this encouragement to just to start and just do it and to figure it out and fumble through it, and then when you fumble through it, you'll find something and you'll learn something that you're not familiar with, and then you'll become somebody else that you never thought that you could ever be familiar with. You know? It's not just changing your own physical body and your energy, it's just changing
your whole psychological and your emotions. Who knows, you may become a very strong person emotionally just for the fact that you have come to Ghana and you're exposed to different culture here.
I'm so happy doing music and dance here.
Yes.
Like it's this feeling, like when you get butterflies in your stomach when you're listening to like a really good song or something. It's like that feeling.
Wow.
All the time.
Wow.
And dang, it sucks. I mean, it's so good, but it just doesn't make you want to leave the space. And that's an environment that I can assure you that I've never felt in a Western area.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Yeah. So then coming here, it's like, it's possible to do art and to do collaborations and to be respected and live in coexistence and be happy in that space and to strive for change and to strive for something greater, but to also still be happy.
In Ghana, the system is the community. Yeah, that is how it works.
That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, bye.